Hey guys, my name is Gia and today's experiment is iron for breakfast. This experiment will help us to determine how exactly do we intake iron, which is such an important nutrient that we need on a day-to-day basis. How is it that we consume this iron? How does our body get iron? So to start off, we will discuss what are some of the most essential nutrients that we need in a day. Now, there are 6 in total, and these include carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fats, and water. Now, on the screen, you can see a couple of examples for each of the essential nutrients. Today's central focus is actually minerals. So a few examples of minerals are iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. So, to discuss a few of the important minerals, let's start with sodium. Now, sodium maintains the balance of water inside and outside the cell. It ensures that the water levels are balanced, are equal inside and outside of the cell. Sodium also helps to send messages across your brain. So it actually helps one part of your brain communicate with another part of your brain. Now, sodium is extremely important because if you are deficit in sodium, which means if your body does not have enough sodium, then your cells can actually dry up or become so bloated with water that they end up bursting, which is not something that you want. So remember, sodium is extremely important. Moving on, calcium is another important mineral. Now, calcium, it helps us to strengthen our bones. You may have often seen in advertisements or elsewhere how milk helps in strengthening our bones. Well, it is the calcium which is present in the milk which helps us to strengthen our bones. Calcium, on the other hand, transports messages from the brain to the different parts of the body. So this is how calcium is extremely important. Also, if your body does not have enough calcium, then your bones can get extremely weak and hollow and could break very easily, which is also not something that you want. So make sure to have your proper intake of calcium and sodium every day. Now, for the star of our experiment, iron. Iron can be considered as the most important mineral for your body. Iron, it's important because it is the key element in the production of blood. Now, blood, it actually helps to transport it actually helps to transport the nutrients that we intake to the different parts of the body. Calcium, which we intake, and it enters our digestive system. It reaches our bones through blood. Now, iron, 70% of our body's iron can be found in hemoglobin and myoglobin, which are types of cells which deliver oxygen to the different body parts. Now, it's not important to remember the names of hemoglobin and myoglobin for now, but these cells, they help to carry oxygen to the different body parts. That is the important detail. Now, why is oxygen important, you may ask? Oxygen enables our cells to produce energy, which is actually required to carry out every activity. Me teaching you this experiment, it requires oxygen, and this oxygen is being delivered by cells which are made up largely by iron. So iron is extremely important. A fun fact that you may not have known is that our blood, its color is red because of the iron present in our blood. Iron oxide is actually slightly reddish in color. So when it combines with oxygen, it produces this reddish tinge, which gives our blood its red color. But again, the main point of this experiment is, how does our body get iron? One of the ways in which our body gets iron, and one of the most common ways our body gets iron, is through the breakfast cereal in the form of tiny pieces of iron. And this experiment, today's experiment, is where we will separate these small iron particles from the breakfast cereal with the help of magnets, and we'll actually see that we're eating small pieces of iron every day so that our body gets its required amounts of iron. Now, the materials to conduct this experiment is super simple and super minimal. All you need is water, a Ziploc bag with breakfast cereal, and a very powerful magnet.
Start off by filling your Ziploc bag to this level with your breakfast cereal. Ensure that your breakfast cereal has 70% or more iron in it. You can find the amount of iron present in your breakfast cereal in the nutrition facts table, which is present at the side of the cereal box. So for this breakfast cereal, the nutrition facts can be located on the side. After here, you must find where the amount of iron is present. We see that this breakfast cereal contains 90% of iron. This should suffice for our experiment. For the next step, fill out your plastic bag halfway with water. Seal the Ziploc bag tightly shut. Ensure that there are no holes in the Ziploc bag and that the Ziploc bag is shut extremely tightly because we will be shaking the Ziploc bag around. So you want to make sure that at no point does the water burst out into the open, because after that your whole workspace will get wet. Give your Ziploc bag a bit of a shake. Shake it around for about 15 seconds. Hold one hand on the seal to make sure that the water doesn't spill out. After this, let your Ziploc bag rest for about 5 minutes. This next step of the experiment is extremely crucial. What you want to do is, if you have two magnets like me, you want to place them next to each other so that they look like this. Next, you want to take these and place it in the palm of your hand. Your next step will be to once again hold the bag firmly by its seal and lay it across on top of the magnets. After this, shake the plastic bag once again for another 30 seconds. After you have shaken the bag, you want to place one hand on top of the bag and very carefully, you want to flip the bag. So 1, 2, 3, flip. After this, you want to gently remove your hand from the plastic bag so that the magnets are sitting on top of the bag. Gently place the bag down onto some surface. Next, you want to move the magnets around a little so that the iron particles come together. And then very slowly, you want to remove the magnets. As you can see, these small black particles are what you have extracted from the cereal. These particles are iron particles, and this is what we eat every day for breakfast.
So now that you have conducted the experiment, and hopefully you were truly amazed by the fact that we're eating actual pieces of iron for breakfast. If you see, right, then the magnet, it collects the minute particles of iron and it gathers them up. So it's more prominent for us to see these iron particles. Now, what are these iron particles? I mean, is it even safe for us to eat? Well, this iron is actually called roughly sheared ingot iron and is approved by the FDA. So do not worry, eat your breakfast cereal without having any worries. Now, you can find the amount of iron that is present in your breakfast cereal by viewing the nutrition facts table, which is present on the side of a cereal box. As you may have seen in the experiment demonstration, the nutrition facts box, it tells us the percentage of iron which is present in the cereal. If you want to conduct this experiment in the future, then make sure that the cereal that you're using, it has more than 70% iron present in it, so that when we extract the iron particles, there are so many that in the end it's actually visible that there's just so much of iron particles present. So a fun fact is that the iron particles that you saw, if you collect enough, you'll be able to produce an iron nail. Yes, an iron nail. But don't worry, as I said, the amount of iron which is present in these cereals is way less. So in order to build a full length nail, you will need anywhere between 500 to 600 boxes of cereal and separating the iron particles from that. So this presentation was made by me, jiapdesai. Hope you guys enjoyed the experiment. Have a great day.